Which challenge do you
Jesus.
choose? Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Cards Against Complexity. Today with Marco Di Sazio from Bankhaus Metzler. That's a very German name for a very German and established bank or Bankhaus. Marco, you're leading digitization and innovation at Bankhaus Metzler now for almost 10 years, I think. And most recently, really invested into AI initiatives. You've been there for 10 years. You've been leading this team for the last few years. AI is now coming into the mix. I'm really curious to learn more and very, very excited for our deep dive into how you're transforming a traditional bank with the power of technology. Before we do that, I would love to get a quick intro. What's your role today? What brought you into your role? And then we'll play a round of cards against complexity, and then we'll dive right in.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Marco Di Sazio. I'm working with Metzler for, like you said, Jan, close to 10 years now. I have a financial management background. Started within the regulation. I worked with BaFin for 3 years. I made a little dive to consulting, and then started at Metzler 10 years ago in the asset management department. But I was always kind of eager to learn more about the, digitization, digital transformation. That's when I started moving in-house to our digitization department, which is called Digitalmanufaktur. And like I said, leading it for the few years now, and in the last 3 years with a clear focus on AI.
That's really a journey. I mean, in the banking sector, in the financial services sector, going from regulation through asset management, financial roles, all the way now to technology and AI. And all this with everyone who's maybe not from Germany, with Metzler, which has a long-standing tradition as a bank, as many other banks do. I think very exciting to see how AI and digital transformation works for you. Before we jump in there, we've got it's cards against complexity, so we've got a set of cards for you as well. I'll pull them up in a second. Let me know if you can see them, and then we'll play around before we dive a bit deeper into your journey at Metzler. So, for everyone who doesn't know the game yet, we're playing Cards Against Complexity, same principle as Cards Against Humanity. I've got on the left hand side a card that I'll open in a second. It's a sentence that needs to be completed. And Marco, you have the great honor to choose one of the three cards on the right hand side. They might not be a perfect fit, but we'll see what you'll make out of it. So, you lead digital transformation at a bank with over 350 years of history. Now, that's luckily a fit. Your biggest challenge is that the chatbot accidentally addresses VIP clients as dude. AI recommends Bitcoin to clients looking for low risk investments. Your login page requires a wax sealed letter for authentication. Which challenge do you
Jesus.
choose?
I would go with the chatbot accidentally addresses VIP clients as dude.
Why do you choose this one?
I don't know. I think it fits the most out of those three.
Yeah,
It's
makes it
yeah.
makes it a bit
It's just
colloquial, a bit more chatty. I mean, the chatbot might as well be like very, very casual if you can have it.
um not actually, but you know, it kind of shows the ambivalence in which we are working on. I mean, the card says it. The card on the very left. It's a bank with over 350 years of history and tradition, and yeah, it's a lot of people working there are pretty much as we say in German, married to the company, right?
Mhm.
There are a lot of workers who've been there for 20, 30, 40 years now, and they really live the Metzler way, the Metzler traditions, the Metzler way of talking and chatting, and so on and so forth. And we, as a digital transformation department, with a clear focus on AI and a new and a hip technology coming into play is always a little bit disruptive and also, let's say, sometimes too informal. right? The way we are working, the way we're doing things, the way we're addressing things, and the way we try to achieve things is more on the loose side, oftentimes, rather than on the, let's say, traditional side. But
Yeah.
somehow it works. So it's not a big
Somehow it
contradiction
works,
as
and
it
so
seems.
like I mean, the chatbot, if it says "dude," maybe that's not the worst of all things that could happen. Better than a long-winded login process. Okay, I take this,
Absolutely.
and this is cool. I mean, this is like there's so many good reasons why in banking and financial services there's tradition in there, right? Why there's like long-standing employees and teams in there that know what they're doing, the rules, the laws that have to be followed for certain reasons. Um, but there's some new dude, some new language, some new technology in the mix, and that steers things up for better or for worse, I guess, from time to time. I would love to go for the better first, and maybe we jump a bit into your experience there. So I think for everyone listening, would love to know a bit where did that digital transformation journey start with Metzler, and where are you on this journey right now? If you explain it just as context, because everyone is different, and then we'll jump a bit into your experience with AI.
All right. Oh, digital transformation journey. Like I said, it started a couple of years ago when digital transformation went on to be a hype. I think it was around 2017, 2018, something like this. We built an initiative with, I think it was 30 to 40 colleagues, employees of Metzler. And we were all thinking about how does digital transformation look within our bank, all right? And we worked within this initiative, let's say, close to a year, and came up with our now existing department, Digital Manufaktur. And at first, it was pretty loose. I mean, we let's say we run around the house and we picked some digitization projects, all right, like from the small ones like e-signature and something like that, and to the bigger one over time. Then we implemented a strategy that we clearly focused on innovation and greater innovation projects, like blockchain and so on and so forth. And actually, there resulted a spin-off within our company, the so-called Digital Asset Office, where we work solely on topics related to blockchain, digital assets, and so on and so forth. And yeah, with the upcoming and uprising of ChatGPT, we actually jumped into AI, which was for us kind of a door opener, let's say that way. You know, when you watch like action movies and there's a SWAT team, it's a kind of an analogy I like
Yeah,
to
yeah,
use,
yeah,
and you have always this one guy who kicks in the door. And
yeah,
this one guy is AI, actually. You can label anything with AI and everyone gives like budget and the go for it, the
yeah.
okay, and so on and so forth. And then you can come up with topics related pretty much to automation, digital transformation, change management, and so on and so forth. And yeah, that's why we also choose to implement the topic not just like on the technology based, but also like on a holistic viewpoint.
Yeah. And so AI kicked in that door. You were prepared, so fortune favors the prepared. Thanks AI for coming along. So you had a team that could walk through that door as well. And now you're saying like it's not only the technology side. Tell me more about that.
If I can play a pass back to you, what was the first thing that comes up to your mind when everyone was talking about AI?
I think the first thing is chat interface. I can chat. You know.
Okay, you can chat, but for most of the people, is like what was in the news? In the news, there was always like, okay, everyone is obsolete from now on. Like AI will overrule the world within a
Yeah.
couple of years. Okay, and that leads to fear, to anger, and whatsoever, right? And what we have seen walking through our offices, talking to employees, to colleagues, was kind of the so-called German angst,
Mhm.
to be obsolete.
Yeah.
And that's what when we realized, okay, it doesn't really make sense to make it a typical technological project, right? Just implement something like a platform and everyone's eager to use it and happy and we get the benefits out of it. We rather thought about this topic as a change management, like a cultural change. Okay, AI is not only a technology, but it's a complete new way of working, interacting, and so on and so forth. And the most important thing to get adoption running is to build awareness and educate people about the technology, but also about the tools you want to be used within your company. And that's when we started to actually talk a lot, right? The first thing wasn't finding use cases and ideate.
uh,
I mean, we did that surely on the side, let's say, like a little bit hidden. But what we did was actually talking a lot, like doing workshops, some events where people can experience AI or talk to other experts, outside experts, and so on and so forth. That helped us get traction a lot.
mhm.
Yeah.
And so now we've got people that were in fear before what might happen. You talk a lot. You repeat the message. Probably AI is here. It's here to stay. They can try things. Now that's probably been some time to do that. What does this lead to, or what are the things that you saw now from people understanding they can use this and the technology being around? What are specific things that you can see that are coming out of it now? Is there something you can talk about? And if you can't talk about it, that's also fine, right? Like some of these use cases are probably a bit internal, but I guess as an inspiration for everyone else, where you saw the first things, and I think this is interesting, like the first things, not the perfect application, but the first things that really made a difference.
What we did was like make AI available for everyone. So don't come up with like kind of a rocket science solution, but rather go with the easy peasy stuff. Let's say that way, right? We implemented a company GPT, the so-called
Mhm.
Metzler GPT, um, um, and yeah, make just a chatbot or a RAG model or web search available for everyone. And so that even though the people are in fear or are not interested in the technology, they can easily use it and get a hang out of it, right?
Yeah.
And if they use it, I mean, I think it happened to you as well, like it did to me. The first thing was when you the first time you used ChatGPT, like with GPT 3.5, when it wasn't that good,
Mhm.
it kind of like, I don't know, it was mind blowing, right? And this is what the colleagues experience, right? And these are the simple and little use cases which laying around. You just have to pick them up, like doing like summarizing a couple of documents, like or drafting some, I don't know, emails or papers or whatsoever. We're doing a lot of research. It helps people researching stuff. So it's not quite the big things. They are coming as well, but at first it was just natural and very important to get a lot of little use cases, as we say in Germany, like little animals also make a pile of, you know what I mean. And so um, this is actually what we see is driving the whole project, the whole technology within the company, and our goal, actually, our target is to implement AI as a standard technology, like Office or whatsoever. And I think with what we have done so far and what we have achieved, we're on a good way to doing so.
So you're now on the way, and you're at the beginning. There's still lots to come. We won't cover all of that today, but for anyone else who's maybe in a similar setting, right, in financial services or in another established organization, who's maybe not in the luxury position that they have an organization already with a team for digital innovation. If you want to get started and get an organization of a few hundred or few thousand people moving in that right direction, if you would do this again, where would you start? Like, where would you recommend that other people start and take the first step now that AI is here and the door has been, I guess, kicked open of everyone in their own living room with ChatGPT being right there?
I would actually do exactly the same things we've done so far. I wouldn't change too much, a little bit here and a little bit there, but
Yeah.
I think get as many people as possible on board. Ownership is the buzzword.
Mhm.
What we did was we kind of chosen a hybrid approach. Let's say it that way. We have a central AI unit, like that's us, that provides all the things needed for a framework like governance, structure, quality assurance. And at the same time, we work with a, let's say, internal network of multipliers. We call it AI champions and business unit representatives who act like as bridges into their respective departments. Okay. And this model is kind of ensuring that that the ideas and needs of the people originate from the business side, and um, and also being assessed and implemented within a centralized framework. That's actually crucially to being documented in a way that meets also like regulatory standards for sure.
This is like it's plenty in there. Like this is all very exciting. I find like a lot of the technology just because its technology is exciting. The human side is exciting because it's actually going live into this kind of steam engine or whatever moment you take, and you're taking an organization through it. Let's say those two are exciting. Anything like what's the most exciting part for you in this role, like being part of this journey?
To work with AI day in and day out and to see the development, like what is going on like on a daily basis. I mean, I don't know. The last a couple of weeks were just crazy. You know, upcoming of DeepSeek, Manus AI, and so forth. And it's like every day is something new happening, and it's just so exciting. It's never getting boring. It's the other way around. It's just sometimes too exciting, too fast moving. But it's also a lot of fun. The community is a lot of fun. People working with AI mostly are a lot of fun, and it's just super exciting. I mean, most of the time the technology and all what comes with it just flies over my head, but I try to catch it here and there and get some something out of it.
Yeah, and there's lots of excitement in there, right? And there's in the end lots of impact in with technology, with people in the mix, with a journey that you found that's maybe applicable to others. So thanks for sharing that. I'm sure this is going to be helpful for other people, maybe a few years behind you in that journey, or maybe at the same point of the journey. Thanks for that, and for your chatbot, we now have a way to address customers, right? So you've got a way. You might want to fine tune what's coming out of it, but let's go with dude. Like I definitely would
Makes
love
sense.
to see the test run of that chatbot. And the initial reactions, customer feedback is always great, and you might even get a smile left or right. Thank you so much for the time today, Marco, and for all the insights. And thanks for playing a round of Cards Against Complexity.